Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Back here with a kind of impromptu, spontaneous video today. That's always good, I think, about this VC community. Sometimes people come up with these thread videos, so there's a little interim one along the way, so you don't always just go ahead with what you've planned, which is cool. So on that topic, what I'm doing today is a response video to a thread created by Rick over at the Dreadful Minutes. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with his channel and subscribed already. If not, you should go and check his channel out because it's really cool. I like the way he talks about music. He's very articulate with his descriptions. He has a lot of passion for the music. And I also admire the fact that he talks about styles which are not just metal, and that's something I can relate to as well. So anyway, go and check out his channel if you haven't. And what he's done with this thread, he said, it's a Halloween challenge. Now, I'm aware of the fact that Halloween has been and gone, but I noticed that a few other people have come up with videos since then, and he said that was okay too, and I just thought it looks really fun, so I'll jump on this. So basically the theme of the video is show and talk about some albums which you associate with Halloween. So at first I thought, I had some immediate picks, and then he explained the rules and I went, okay, I have to backtrack here. So the obvious choice would be Halloween. But in his rules, he specifically mentioned that you can't choose bands which have explicit references to Halloween, whether it's in terms of the actual band name or song titles or a theme, something like that. So by that token, you have to rule out bands like the Misfits as well. I was also like, I'll tell you, like Halloween I always listen to on Halloween. It's kind of cliched, but that's an appropriate day, sure. And other bands that I also listen to on Halloween are always King Diamond and Merciful Fate, the same with on Black Fridays. Like, it's cliched, but it just seems to fit it so well. But again, that's not really in sync with the rules, because with King Diamond or Merciful Fate, I can't remember which one, there's actually a song called Halloween, and as he said on his recent Facebook post, every day is Halloween for the King, so definitely ruled out. So there were a couple of other bands that I was thinking of choosing, but then I thought it's too close. So you don't have to be really obscure, and to be honest, like I know some people showed a lot of non-metal albums, but because metal is 90% of the music that I listen to, there are some ones in here, there are some black metal albums, but there's no explicit references, so I'll just give my explanations as I go along. So I've got 6 albums to talk about, so we'll just get straight into it. By the way, with a couple of these albums, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I actually listened to them on Halloween, so that's evidence that it's actually real. And these other ones I think are just very good choices for Halloween and in general, so I'll get straight to that. Okay, firstly, Aghast. Sorry about the glare. With Hexerei im Zwielicht der Finsternis. So I apologize for my butchered German pronunciation, but that's German, I believe, for witchery or sorcery in the twilight of darkness. I've spoken about this album on my channel before. I'll use the relapse descriptor to refer to this. It's the wives of Emperor and Dark Throne doing dark ambient occult. So there were 2 women in this project who went by the names of Nacht and Nebel, and they presented themselves as witches, and so they performed very sort of eerie, dark ambient occult music. Now, one of them was married to Fenris, and the other one was married to Samoth. So I'll talk more about them later, but they go under the pseudonyms of Nacht and Nebel. What you have on this album, it's just very eerie, unsettling, evil-sounding, dark ambient music. When I described it before on the channel, I said in some parts it's almost paranormal. Like they have just this eerie, spooky ambience, like perfect for Halloween. Like that kind of atmosphere. If you're in a dimly lit room, something like that, with candles going or something, it would be absolutely perfect. They have a lot of chants, and there's a lot of like laughter and like the beat of a sort of like pagan campfire drum, like just these songs which really evoke like this really intense atmosphere, and then they have just like ambient interludes. It's really, really interesting, and it's very dark, perfect for Halloween. And just on that note, it's very sad to mention that actually one of the women involved in this project, Nebel, her real name was Andrea Meyer. Very sadly, like less than a month ago, she actually passed away, and it was in the most horrific circumstances. She was one of 5 victims in that appalling terrorist attack which happened in Norway, where this Danish religious fundamentalist guy went around killing people with a bow and arrow. So he shot 5 people dead with a bow and arrow. Completely selfish, senseless, fucking insane. It's disgusting. And very sadly, she was one of the victims. So it's just tragic that those 5 people passed away. So yeah. So sorry to put a damper on the video, but I have to mention that if I'm mentioning this group. But you know, her music's going to live on, and as I hope the memory of like all of those 5 victims will. But like very sad, but like Mabel passed away, but fantastic artist, and this music is fantastic. So Aghast with Hexerei ins Licht der Finsternis, perfect for Halloween. All right. Next, this one might come across as a little bit unusual, but remember Rick also mentioned that that's what he's looking for. Like, it doesn't have to be an explicit reference. Carcass with Necroticism Descanting the Insalubrious. So some people might be saying, what the hell? Yes, this is a death metal band. Like, you started off as a death grind band, as death metal. What the hell does that have to do with Halloween? Well, if you follow my Instagram, you'll notice that I'm one of those anniversary people. So I always play albums on the anniversary of their release. And actually this one, it wasn't released on Halloween, but the 30th of October, and I'm often late, you know, by a day to play these. So I played it on Halloween, and I thought, yeah, that's very close. And it's just like, that's why I associate this with Halloween, close to the date. Like, obviously, in a sense, it's, you know, gory death metal. There's some horror element, and, you know, look at the photos of this. It's eerie. Like, it's not goblins and ghouls spooky, but I don't think it's a far cry from Halloween. But and actually this year marked its the release, if I'm not mistaken, its 30th anniversary of release, so just before Halloween. And like, fantastic album. I've spoken about this before on my channel, and I'm sure most people are familiar with it. A guy on Instagram commented on it, someone who follows me, the Metal Vault, and he said this is a 10 out of 10 perfect death metal album. I agree. So yeah, Carcass with Necroticism Descanting the Insalubrious. The reason being that it happens to fall on Halloween. Okay, next one. Cradle of Filth with The Principle of Evil Made Flesh. Okay, so for me this is an ideal Halloween soundtrack because it's that gothic, vampiric black metal. It invokes a very hammer horror atmosphere, you know, with the organs and the keyboards and everything. And I just think I associate it with those images of Halloween, like not necessarily goblins and ghouls, and there's no explicit references to Halloween in this, but you know, just like magic, witchery, witchcraft, demons, you know, and it's like that kind of music. It really invokes that, as I said, that hammer horror atmosphere, which I connect with Halloween. So like, perfect. Like I think even people who don't like this kind of music or don't like this band, they would agree it would be fitting music for Halloween, at least in my opinion. So yeah. You all know this album, but you know, it's dark, gothic, vampiric, evil, and it's very atmospheric in a lot of parts. So for that dark atmosphere of Halloween, you can't go wrong with this. Yeah, Cradle of Filth, The Principle of Evil Made Flesh. All right. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about, this isn't the actual album in question, but let me mention the artist. So this is a solo project called Sukkah. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a dark ambient project from the UK. Well, actually, I shouldn't say just dark ambient. He also creates depressive black metal in the vein of Xasta and bands like that. But he changes themes from album to album. Like, sometimes he makes black metal, sometimes he does dark ambient, sometimes it's a combination of both. And it's just really eerie sounding. So like, again, it's that kind of dark, spooky atmosphere which I associate with Halloween. This album is called Under a Green Light. You can see he kindly signed my copy. I've shown this one before. This is good. Yes, it's dark ambient, definitely. In fact, it's a great album. This isn't the one I'm associating with Halloween. His album, which I associate with Halloween, I'll see if I can leave a picture up in the corner, because I don't actually own it. It was only released on cassette, and I don't have a cassette deck, don't have the tape. But that album was called Hexagonal Cemeteries. So Hexagonal Cemeteries is very eerie, blood-curdling, dark ambient music. And in fact, a lot of people have compared it to this one, this Aghast album, Hexerei ins Licht der Finsternis. So, in that sense, it's cold, it's dark. Like, you even see the artwork of that album, it's appropriately spooky, and that's what again, it's that kind of atmosphere which I associate with Halloween, even if that may seem a bit cliched to people. It's like, that's what I want to hear on Halloween. So, fantastic album, and there are some parts in that, like I said, it's very close to that Aghast, but it also has elements of metal in some parts, just as background kind of noise. And then there's some really eerie howls and shrieks in that, where it, like, you know, makes my hair stand on end, but like very fantastic dark atmosphere, like invoking images of solitude and cemeteries, as the title implies. But yes, just very interesting and emotive dark music. So that's Sukkah Gogoi. This album's called Under a Green Light. Very good dark ambient, except this one's more like associated with the mysticism of the forest, which is fantastic. And this other one, Hexagonal Cemeteries, I think perfect for Halloween. Yeah. All right. So just got 2 more albums to talk about. Now, you'll have to be patient with this one because the name I can never remember. Okay. This is Horna with Entvatnags Eflos Zolf Engadvana, I think. So, you all know it's like a gibberish kind of title. You see this one doesn't come with the actual band logo. Normally it's there and it has the title down the bottom, but I got this one from a guy in Greece, so it's a bit different. I kind of like that there's no logo on it. But anyway, the title, despite it being gibberish, if you spell it backwards, it's like, and you read the odd letters and then from the back the even letters, they both spell out Evangels of Satan. So yeah, Horna, Finnish black metal band, need no introduction, obviously. They write very dark music. One of the leading bands in the Finnish scene, I would say, and one of my favorites for sure. And if you follow my Instagram, you'll know I listened to this on Halloween specifically because I felt that it was fitting. Like, firstly, it's that artwork. Just absolutely amazing. You know, like this, what would you say, she is a witch or a sorceress or something, reading some spells in this gloomy atmosphere. You've got the demon here, you've got the candles and the mist. It's just, again, that imagery which I associate with Halloween. So I just thought, I remember on Sunday when it was Halloween, I said, yeah, I have to listen to that Horna album. As for the music, you know, this band writes sort of raw, bleak sounding black metal. It's the bleakest sounding to me on this album. Like, some of the riffs, they're just so hoarse and what's the word, like melancholic, and it's really great. There's a lot of punky parts and some really catchy riffs in it, but like, again, it's just got that, not in a cliche, like not in a, like Cradle of Filth, for example, you would think, oh yes, that's very typically associated with Halloween. This band, not so much, but like, it's with a lot of these Finnish bands, just like Drowning the Light, when he worked with Finnish bands, this bleak hoarse sound, it can just sound really dark. So yeah, I really like this album, and it was great to listen to on Halloween. My favorite track on this is, what's that famous one? Korleva Lupaus, I think. Sorry, Finnish viewers. Apart from the fact that I can't pronounce Finnish for shit, it's in this very difficult lettering, so please forgive me for that. Yeah, all titles are in Finnish. Yeah, but it's a very dark, bleak sounding album and perfect for Halloween. I really enjoyed it when I listened to it on Sunday. So that's Horna with Entvatnags, etc., etc. All right. And the last one, an old classic, Kiss, Creatures of the Night. So yeah, sorry about this glare, annoying. Yeah, so look at the artwork, the title, for me just totally fitting for Halloween. Especially the title track, the song, that's all about Creatures of the Night. So it's talking about when the underdogs come out of the woodwork when night falls. And like so many classic lines in that song, like howling from the darkness, searching for the shadows, I think. So like, it's got this sort of like supernatural horror theme. And my absolute favorite line in the song is, don't know where we're going, just know where we've been. Remember when the clock strikes 12, the losers always win. So that idea that the underdogs come out at night. And it's absolutely fantastic. Not only that, the fact that this album, I think, is just criminally underrated. It was never very good, very commercially successful, But the fact is, this is the heaviest album, arguably the heaviest album they've done, and it's the darkest, not just with the title track. By the way, look at the back, that's cool as well. So Creatures of the Night, but also Saint and Sinner, Keep Me Coming as an incredibly heavy and dark song, Rock and Roll Hell, Danger. Yeah, all of those songs are very dark. This album was famous for the hit single I Love It Loud, which is what got me into it in the first place. Great song. And then you have I Still Love You. Yeah, that's perhaps the one that doesn't fit. It's sort of like a sorrowful ballad, but Killer and War Machine, yeah, they definitely fit the theme of this album. So, as I said, you're talking about Halloween. That's when the Creatures of the Night emerge. Great song, great album. By the way, I'm not going to tell you how much of a favorite album it is because I want to rank the Kiss albums later, but let's just say I hold this in extremely high regard. So that's Kiss with Creatures of the Night. Alright guys, so that concludes my Halloween challenge video. So Rick, I'm not sure if it was quite what you were looking for, but as I said, I think for everyone's going to be different. Like I noticed Ben, Brain Smasher, he chose Beherit Drawing Down the Moon. So I don't think it's against the rules to choose metal albums per se, but I mean, I think it comes down to what you associate with Halloween. But yes, I didn't break the rules because I didn't show Halloween, King Diamond or Merciful Fate. So that's it. All right, so thanks a lot, Rick, for creating the thread. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're interested, you should go to his channel, subscribe, and perhaps partake in the challenge yourselves. If you don't have a channel, maybe just leave in the comments what are some of your favorite Halloween albums and why. All right, so got another video coming out soon, and I look forward to releasing that, but I'll stop babbling here. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I won't give my long rambling speech, and take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.